Hi everyone, I'm Laurentiu, and this video is about all Rockstar games for the Sony PSP. No, not this kind of Rockstar, but Rockstar Games games. The people that brought us GTA and Red Dead. Okay, so the first three games are GTA Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories, and Chinatown Wars. I'm not going to insist here, as they are extremely popular games. But if you want to know more about them, watch my video about GTA games for PSP. There is a card on this video, or you can access the link in the description, or click on the thumbnail at the end of the video. Okay, now let's dive into the first review. The Warriors is the tie-in game of the movie The Warriors, released in 1979. It depicts one of the many gangs that New York had in the 70s. The gang's name is The Warriors. It's nice that it retells the story and adds some extra backstories to it. So if you like the movie, I recommend you try the game. If you like the story in the movie, here it is way more clear. The game explains the rivalries between gangs and the way they escape the police and many more stuff. The graphics for PSP are awesome. The game looks nice and it has many small details that make the game better, like Rockstar usually does. The game is split into around 20 missions. During those, you will play with different characters like the 9 primary guys: Swan, Ajax, Cleon, Vermin, Cochise, Cowboy, Snow, Fox, and Rembrandt. The Warriors is a brawler. You mostly just brawl on the street. You get a light attack button, a heavy attack button, and a grab button. You also get a nice variety of weapons, like your paint spray, or a shiv, or a bat. You can also stealth take down enemies. The fighting gets to be very repetitive. Also, to avoid repetitiveness, or too much repetitiveness, they added more tasks, like collecting protection money from Coney Island businesses, or stealing car stereos, and breaking into and looting shops, or get into chase scenes, running after someone, or from a mob of gang members. Okay, so The Warriors is one of those few games that are better than the movie. You know that they say that the book is better than the movie, and the movie is better than the game. Well, in this case, the game is better than the movie, as it has the same story, but more detailed. The game stretches out a 2-hour movie into a well-written, entertaining 12 hours of gameplay. So try it out. At least give it a chance. It's really a piece of art. The next two games, the Midnight Club ones, have been reviewed by me in another video. You can find the video either in the cards, or in the description of this video, or in the thumbnail at the end of this video. But just know that these two games are the Need for Speed games we never got on the PSP. You get to free roam in a gigantic space. The graphics are top notch. You get a ton of cars to choose from, and the game has bikes too. And when you want to customize your car, the options are so numerous that you could spend hours only in the garage. The controls are nicely mapped, and they are very responsive. You even get extras when driving. Races are fun. In one game you get even a day and night cycle. They are masterpieces. Try them out. And watch my video. I will detail the stuff there about the Midnight Club games. Manhunt 2. The game that many countries found so gory that they banned it. I finished the game and I didn't find it over the norm gory. It's true that the idea in the game is sick. I mean, you play as Danny Lamb, a mental patient who escapes the asylum and is being chased by the authorities as he's a dangerous dude. And while escaping, he learns about his past because he has amnesia too. And while you uncover more and more, you act in a degenerative way. The gameplay is based mostly on stealth takedowns. It's nice that you can hide in dark shadows and lure people by throwing objects like bricks or bottles to lure them near you. And these scenes are brutal. Oh, and there is a censored version of the game, but that makes the game only more creepy. I prefer the non-censored one. There are 3 levels of execution that depend on how long you hold the execution button. Functionally, all 3 levels result in killing, but in this game, you want to kill with style, and a level 3 execution are a bloody mess. The execution you perform depends on the weapons you have equipped, so the weapon Danny has in his hands. Pyromaniacs, for example, can even pour gasoline and set people on fire. Okay, so now that I think about it, maybe the game is very gory. More gory than the average gory game. But it's still a good game. Sure, you play as a degenerate who brutally kills everyone in sight. And the whole game is very dark, showing you the sad side of life. But even so, it's still a good game. I mean, you don't imitate the behavior in the games unless you have a problem yourself. Like those guys who, after playing GTA, they start shooting people just for fun. It's not the game's fault. They had problems before, and without GTA, who knows what would have triggered their stuff in their heads. What I'm trying to say is that the game is good, even if it's gory and degenerate and creepy. You have to judge it outside the box. It puts up a story that is interesting. You don't have to be a madman to like a game like this. It's just a game, trying to tell you a story. If someone will come up with a movie like this, people will praise it because it's so artistic and it shows people with problems and stuff like that. A brave movie, showing us this. But when Rockstar does a game like that, people consider it degenerate. Okay, it's true that you make the actions and some people who already have problems might imitate the behavior. But that doesn't mean that we should necessarily ban this sort of games. I mean, they are not beautiful games and don't give you a good feeling, but they remind you of people with real problems. And you can always see the bright side, that comparing yourself to Danny, normal life is better. I mean, constantly running away from authorities while not knowing what you did, all that unnecessary stress, and plus things don't always end up like in the game, so you will get caught and be again in a cell, and that idea kinda makes you love a calm life more than imitating the behavior in a game. I mean, if you're a sane person, you don't imitate that stuff. But still, seeing the bright side, it's nice that it gives you a hyperbolized image of what a degenerate life will be, so that you gain more knowledge or ideas you can meditate about, and realize that life is good, and that life Danny lives is not that great, and that your life, as boring as you might wrongly consider it, is actually more peaceful, stable and happier than his. But it's true that kids or teens are more prone to imitating the behavior, and with the internet it's fairly easy to get your hands on a game like this. And with teens you don't have the certainty like for a sane adult that the game won't affect him, or slightly affect a kid or teen. I mean, a sane adult, I still wouldn't see a sane adult imitate this behavior. So to protect the young, it's somehow logical to ban or censor this stuff. I mean, it's hard stuff to digest, even for an adult. If you meditate about this stuff happening in this game, it's pretty rough stuff. So a censorship is a nice preventive measure. Oh, and let's not forget about Beaterator, which feels more like a tool than a game. In Beaterator you can either mix given tracks, or you can create your own. Options are plenty. It's a pretty deep tool considering that it is supposed to be a PSP game. You can mix or create some great songs with it. Okay, so this was the video. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe. And if you want, follow me on Twitch, Instagram or Discord. I'll have the links to those in the video description. Thank you.